Hello people, Carlito here once again. This time with the third sneak peek video. We've had two already. The first was the hidden Tesla upgrade to level 8. And we've also seen the Valkyrie will have a new style of attack which should help make her a more useful troop. The next sneak peek is all around the jump spell, and it will take it to level 3, as well as change the way in which the jump spell works, and I'll explain that in a little bit more detail later on in the video. And I've also borrowed some content from another YouTuber, much better than me, and I'll put a link to his video in the description and also embedded in the video itself. But basically, as we've got right now, jump levels 2, it will last for 40 seconds, it will jump all of your troops as usual, but it's not very smart in the way it works. So what that means is if there is an ability or the availability of somewhere to jump over walls, troops don't always take the opportunity, which is silly. However, I'll get to that in a second. What I wanted to do beforehand though was give a shout out to someone in my clan, because they did a really good attack on a Town Hall 10 with hogs. So it's Super Sang. It's in our recent war that we just finished yesterday. And now the reason I'm showing this is because I was on the forums yesterday talking about how beating even an average Town Hall 10, and this is probably what I would say as an average Town Hall 10, is impossible right now to do a 3-star. And there was a couple of guys on the forum who said I was talking rubbish, which is fair enough. And then someone in my clan, Super Sang, actually did a 3-star. I don't know whether he saw my forum post and whether he was trying to prove something to me, but in any case it was a great attack. What I can say is that Super does not do any of ghosting and things like that. There's no kind of cheats or mods used here. It's just a really good attack. And I will let you watch it in the background, but basically, as you can see, he lured the CC troops, which is probably the only thing you have to get right in a hog attack if you to succeed. The rest of it is sometimes a bit of luck. You need to avoid double bombs and stuff like that, but that can be done with a bit of skill as well. But also, you just need to make sure you're healing your hogs before they die, and that's not rocket science. But the thing that's tricky sometimes is to get hold of the CC troops and the heroes and kill them. And if you don't do that, then it doesn't really matter how well you deploy your hogs and how well you deploy your heal spells. Chances are your hogs will die before the end of the fight, because the CC troops will just kill them. They'll run around the base killing them. And even though you might defeat all of the defences, you won't get a chance to 100% the base, because there'll be things running around after you sniping your units. There you go, 100% on an average, fairly strong Town Hall 10. It wasn't extremely weak. Walls, of course, don't mean nothing when you're using hogs, and the defences were quite strong. So, as I say, shout out to Super Sang, who demonstrated to me that 3-stars in Town Hall 10s are definitely possible, and I will now be pushing the clan even harder to do better in some of the wars that we've been taking part in. So, thanks for letting me give Super Sang a shout out. I'll now jump back into the jump spell. So this is what has been posted on the Facebook page by Clash of Clans. So it's the jump spell. It will allow you to control the battle flow, and what that means basically is that when you drop a jump spell in the future, after the update happens, the troops will use that jump spell as a way to basically ignore the walls. So if there are structures behind those walls that they would target, had those walls not been there, that's exactly what they'll do. So they will head towards that part of the base, and they will jump over the wall and attack the structures, be that a defense or be that just a normal building, which is very useful. And they may also actually target CC, the clan castle troops, because sometimes they will attack the wall in front of the clan castle troops and all die. So that'll be interesting to see if that's actually how it'll work. So here's the part of the video that I've borrowed from Galadon, who owns the Clash of Clans Attacks channel on YouTube, which our link will be in the description and also embedded in the video. So that was just giving you a snapshot of what the level 3 will do, and this is going to demonstrate now the current spell and the spell after the update. And of course, go and check out the full video. I'm just showing you a snippet here. Check out the full video. You can hear Galadon give his explanation of what's going on, which will do more justice than what I'm doing now, because obviously this isn't my content. But I thought it'd be useful for you guys just to see what we mean when we say that troops will target buildings that would be closest had the walls not been there. So as you can see, the Peckers left their sections of the base in those various corners and headed towards the jump spell with the updated version. On the previous version, they just continued ahead and tried to crack through the walls because they didn't notice that the jump spell was available unless they were deployed within the ring to begin with. And one thing that you can notice as well is that the ring is a lot smaller, which some people might think is a bad thing, but actually it will allow you to focus your attacks much more specifically. And in this instance, you will see the giants will target the mortar. They're targeting defensive structures, so the next giant attack will be on the cannons to the bottom. However, the barbarians that don't target the cannons or defences necessarily will target the town hall, because that was the closest structure to them. Hopefully that gives you a bit of insight. As I say, go and check out Galadon's full video, because that will give you much better appreciation of the jump spell. But in essence, it will make the walls appear as if they're not there to your troops, and then your troops will target the building that they typically would had the walls not been there. If that's a defensive structure, great. If that is a normal structure, then you can maybe do channels towards people's town halls and things like that. So it'll be interesting. One thing that hasn't happened, and just while I'm talking about this, I'm going to have a look at my Valkyrie, because I think I'll be upgrading her in the next couple of days once I've got my DE up to 70,000. But one thing we've not seen so far is a load of new content, because all of these new things are great. And my king is on his way to level 30, by the way. Just have a look at that. I'm looking forward to seeing him at level 30. And the reason my queen is asleep, both heroes are asleep, is because people sometimes will kill them maliciously just for no reason, even though I've given them a free set of trophies, and I used to give them free elixir, 300, 400k on most occasions. They would still kill my heroes just because they wanted to be a bit mean. So I now put them asleep constantly, because they don't really need to protect my base. I don't have that kind of setup. But as I was saying, the reason that I'm not so thrilled with the updates or the sneak peeks so far is because they don't add any content. And jump spells, great, new Valkyrie, great, but I still have an issue with the fact that I've only got so much things to spend my gold on, and it's basically walls, which is boring. And DE is only for the heroes. Now a Valkyrie upgrade, but again, as I say, not very interesting, and it'll quickly get boring if no new content is delivered. So fingers crossed, the next sneak peek will deliver that for us. Well, that wraps up this video, guys. As I say, make sure you take a look at Galadon's video to get a little bit more information on the jump spell. He explains it very well in that video, so make sure you check that out. And subscribe to him, of course, as well. He puts out great videos too. And until the next time, it is bye from the king, bye from the queen, and I will see you soon.